Hello everybody, my name is Kara, and today I am doing the Grinch Book Tag. This tag was created by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. I will link both of her videos down below. I was not tagged by anyone, I just love this tag and I thought it looked like a lot of fun, and I will always use any excuse to talk about things I don't like. Question number 1. Half of the lights on the Christmas tree are burnt out. Name a book, series, or character that started out good but then went downhill. And this one I'm sort of doing character and series because the two are related, and that is the Anne of Green Gables series by L.M. Montgomery. I really enjoyed the first few books. There's like 8 books in the series, but near the end of the series it's like Anne as a character is not the same person anymore. Like, she's unrecognizable from the first few books. Like, she doesn't do any of the things she dreamed about doing anymore, and it feels like she has settled because the book never convinces us that her wishes have changed. Instead, it just sort of feels like she's bowing to societal pressures and kind of forgetting that she ever had any other dreams. And especially like the later books, it's like, I'm sorry, but I don't care about this new gang of children that are like the descendants of all the old characters. Like, that's not what I came here to read. Question number 2 is Annoying Great Aunt Sally Who Will Not Leave You Alone. Name a book that you didn't enjoy, but everyone else seems to love, so it never goes away. My answer is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Now, I enjoyed this book when I first read it. I think I even gave it like 4 stars or 3.5 stars, but the more time I spent away from it, and I might have even tried to reread it at one point, the more I just realized that I didn't actually enjoy the majority of this book. I don't know if I let the hype influence my opinion or I was just being really generous when I rated this book, but everyone loves Rainbow Rowell, so you can't watch a recommendations video without someone mentioning this book and how cute it is. Question number 3 is Your pets keep knocking over the Christmas decorations. True. Name a character that kept messing things up for everyone else. Can't pick a villain. Okay, so for this one, this is sort of a throwback, but I'm going with Lila from Bloomability by Sharon Creech because, oh my god, this girl drove me crazy. Lila just, it's like she thrives off of screwing up everyone else's life. Everyone still seems to love her is the thing. Like, the main character of this book recognizes that Lila has some really bad qualities that make her a bad person to spend time with, but she's still her friend. Everyone else in the book is somehow still interested in what happens to her. Just every time she had a scene, I was like, can we please move on and follow the actual main character? Thank you. Number 4, you hear your parents putting out the presents and learn Santa isn't real. Name a book you were spoiled for. I was spoiled for Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, and I just know some things about that book, and I have no motivation to read it really anymore. I do still want to. Everyone loves that duology, and I've only read the first book of the Grisha trilogy, but knowing what's coming, I just don't want to. Question number 5. It's freezing outside. Name a main character you just couldn't connect with. I actually tend to really enjoy main characters that are sort of cold and distant and clinical, but one that I really didn't connect with at all is Rachel from the Jane Austen Project by Kathleen A. Flynn. Rachel just, she didn't feel like a fully developed character, so there really wasn't anything to connect with. Like, I finished this book and I felt like I knew barely anything about her, and it was especially unfortunate because the book is first person, and throughout the book she would make these decisions that didn't really make sense, and maybe they would have made sense if we knew more about who she was and her personality, but as it was incredibly hard to empathize with her or really just care about what happened to her or the plot because she just felt like nothing. Number 6. Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is playing non-stop and it's giving you anti-romantic feelings. Name a couple you couldn't stand. I actually really love that song. But a couple I couldn't stand is Aneth and her love interest from Mortal Heart by Robin Lefevers. And even at the beginning of the book when they're first interacting, I didn't feel like they had any chemistry at all. Certainly not as much as the love interest from the first 2 books. And then we find out some things about their characters and about the book, and just there's some really unfortunate implications for the fact that these two are like in love, and I just couldn't handle it. And even outside of that like icky factor, they just had no spark. Like, I didn't really care when they interacted with each other. I didn't feel anything. If there was something that threatened to break them up, I just didn't care. It didn't matter to me. Question number 7. That scratchy homemade wool sweater you got for Christmas years ago but won't get rid of. Show some books that have been sitting on your shelves for a while and you aren't motivated to read but you don't have the heart to get rid of. So I just did a big book unhaul where I got rid of most of those books that I'm just not interested in anymore. Well, there is one that I think kind of fits that I still have, and that is Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. Now, I still really want to read this book. It's very well loved. I have started it a couple of times and the writing is great, but it's so long. I'm not usually too intimidated by big books, but this one is over 1,400 pages. And this edition is just really hard to read. It's like this giant brick and the print is pretty small, and I just don't feel motivated to read this in the near future. Question number 8. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. Name a character death you still are mad about. Okay, so spoiler warning for the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, specifically for the second book, Days of Blood and Starlight. If you have not read this and don't want to be spoiled, mute the video, and when I put the book down, it is safe to come back. Okay, so Hazael. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, but I will forever be furious that he died because it was so unnecessary. That's the thing, is it's not like the story was at a place where, oh, the only thing that could have resulted from this was his death, or he died for a reason that was basically unavoidable. That's not what happened, really. And the fact that Akiva got his godlike superpowers just in time to not save his brother, I just like, it feels like a really cheap way to get us to care, Laini Taylor. But hey, you know, it worked because I'm still pissed off about it and I finished this book like years ago. But oh my god, I'm never gonna be over this. I will be bitching about this until the day I die because Hazael should not have died. If we were gonna kill someone off, why couldn't it be Akiva or Karu for that matter? I just like, all the side characters were so much better than the main characters, and I'm so upset that he didn't get what he deserved, and I love him so much, and I'm so bitter about this. Question number 9. The malls are overly crowded with holiday shoppers. Name a series that has too many books in it / went on too long. Okay, so my answer for this one is Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins. Now this is only a trilogy, but the reason I think it still works is because I adored this book. I gave it 5 stars. It's so much fun and the characters are so great and it's really funny and entertaining. And then the second one was just completely disappointing in every way. It felt like the author didn't really know why she was writing a second book, and reading it, I didn't know why she wrote a second book. And I haven't read the third one, and I probably won't because everyone says that the conclusion is equally unsatisfying, and I just don't want to put myself through that. So I'm kind of just gonna think of this book as a standalone. And finally, question number 10 is The Grinch. Name a main character you hate. No villains again. In this one, I'm going with Vane, what's his name, Weston from the Skyfall trilogy. I have already unhauled those books, but I read the first 2, and if you've seen my wrap-ups, you know how I feel about Vane. But he's so irritating and obnoxious and sexist in like this really casual way where he doesn't know that he's being sexist, and the way that he talks and thinks about all the female characters just drives me crazy. And the author's a woman, so I don't know if she's got like the lowest possible opinion of high school boys, because that's just what he feels like, is a stereotypical high school boy where he can't take his mind off sex for like 20 seconds, even if the world is at stake. And I don't know, I feel like we should give high school guys more credit than that. Like, I know some of them can be douchebags, but it's a little ridiculous. Like, I just hate him so much, and he narrates half the chapters, and I think that's a big part of the reason why I didn't like those 2 books at all. I hate him. I hate him so much. Okay, everybody, so that was the Grinch book tag. I'm going to tag Rebecca and Sarah from Tea Hags, and I'm also going to tag Ashley from Ashley Stormo. Anybody else who wants to do this tag, because it was so much fun. And you know, when it's holiday themed negativity, it's not as bad. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you soon with another one, and I hope you love the next book you read. Bye!